talked to us in the past about the fact that you've had some very unpleasant interactions with the police. You want to share any of that today?
Yeah, I briefly highlight it and draw the blood. I am in and out of drag one of the least harmful people you'll ever meet in your life. Um, that is just what it is. Like I have had a few fights, and yes, I used to box, but like I like struggle to kill a fly that comes in my apartment. Um, my ex-boyfriend, one second. My ex-boyfriend and I were celebrating our 6-month anniversary one day in New York City, and we had this favorite kind of cheese that we always used to get on our dates. We got it from the West Side Market. It was this like crazy fucking dill cheese that they always had, and we got back from the market for our like dinner date for our 6-month anniversary, and we realized we forgot the fucking cheese that we went to the store for, and it was cold ass December in New York City, which is actually it was actually the same week that I actually shot Draw the Blood over 10 years later. And it was a cold ass night in New York City, and so I ran out of his house on 109th Street, and I ran to the West Side Market to try to grab that cheese for us. And I was running while black, and I once I got into the supermarket that I went to every week was thrown to the ground, handcuffed, like knee on my neck, searched. Really wasn't. I can't really remember what I was even asked because I kind of went black, and all I do remember is when I was let go from the situation and tried to ask why. I said to the police, I was like, "What? Well, why did you do that?" And they were like, "Well, we got a description that matched you." And I said, "Well, since it wasn't me, are you going to apologize?" And their response was, "You should be lucky you're not going to jail tonight." And every single time I pass a police officer, that emotional trauma, I mean, I survived the knee on my neck, but some people don't. And that is not my only interaction with the police. That is not a unique interaction with the police. That is how they address people like me, people whose only mission is to create peace in this world. Like, and for those reasons, it is time to dismantle our police force and think of something better.
You're right. The police need to be funded and everything needs to be overhauled.
Yeah.
Don't you agree, Lady Red?
I totally agree. As a person who lives full out as black and live my life, I don't want to have to worry if I can walk to 7-Eleven or is it too late because I'm going to be arrested because I'm just walking while black.
Yeah.
It's fair, and it's just not. I mean, not to be like this, but whenever you see them, accost a white person, they give them the full utmost respect. Can you stand over here? Even if they're cussing them out, they still give them the full utmost respect. Yeah. But let us act like we have a problem. Then they treat us like we just dogs on a leash or something. So it has to be rerouted. Everything has to be redone. Fire the police and start them all over again.
I mean, burn it to the fucking
ground.
Burn
it to the ground, honey.
Well, what we forget is that the police was first established to chase slaves who were trying to escape. Right. So, like, the mission has never been to protect people of color. And so this needs to be redeveloped if we want people of color to feel like they're included in this world. And I think that we deserve that treatment, you know? In fact, I demand that we have it, you know?
And we all have to be demanding right now.
That's right.
White people talking to all of us out here. It's our job to stand up for the people we love and the people we don't even know.
Right.
If we want to live in a full world, we've got to do our part, which is stand up and shout and scream and kick and demand justice for our brothers and sisters.
And I want to say it's also specifically white people's problem to stand up against. Like, we did not create this shit. Like, the fact that I have to go out and protest is wrong. It should be white people out there protesting. Like, that is why this is a problem. And let's just call it what it is. Let's not try to overshadow it and say that some white people aren't racist. No, racism is ingrained in our system. Every white person is a racist. Let's stop addressing that as a bad thing and start addressing it as a thing that we need to overcome, because then maybe we can fix it.
Right. We can't pretend white privilege isn't real. It is. If you're white, you didn't even know you had it all these years. This thing's worked out so good.
Right.
Worked out great.
Oh, why are they complaining?
I've never had a problem.
I always go to the market.
Right. And now check this out. There is a group of good old internet trolls, like always, and especially in the Drag Race fandom. You know, there's always the trolls who their main gig is judging people's activism. So, like, for instance, I have been going to protest, like I said, and since I was about 10 years old. I released an image, you know, which is Black Lives Matter propaganda, and it was a Photoshopped image of me at a protest, and it was supposed to look like a protest because I was creating social justice art. There were so many trolls who came on there. Why are you releasing Photoshopped images in this time? Like, as if they get to censor my response to this, you know, situation. There's also trolls just out there pandering, you know, commenting on our statuses about change or our post about change. It is best in this time to ignore those people as much as possible. When you're having conversations online, if you find yourself in conversation with somebody who seems to be a troll, trying to educate them is fine, but once they've proven to be unreasonable, block, delete, and don't try to reason with the unreasonable because they're just a distraction from the goals we have at hand.
Right. There's so much negativity right now. We don't have time for those trolls. Not at all.
Yeah.
Now, you made a great post on Twitter. You said, however you must fight now. Whatever you have to say about this, you must say something. Silence in times like this is louder than you can even imagine.
Yeah.
I mean, that really says it all.
That says it all right there.
Everyone has to do their part.
Yeah. Everybody has to say something. I mean, for once, I want to feel like I am just as valid a human being as everybody else in the world. And so everybody who has a business, everybody who has a social media platform, everybody who has anything in any kind of industry needs to like prove their alliance, because we are when we're being murdered like this at this rate, it is a war.
Yeah.
So which side are you on?
Yeah.
You know, declare your alliance.
Silence equals death.
Right.
Be quiet if you want to. Then when something happens, we're going to be silent just like you were silent. So we all got to speak up. We all have to say, you know what? That ain't right.
Right.
And I'm not going to just let you kick him in the gutter because he don't have no money. I'm not going to let you kick him in the gutter because he don't have a home to go to. I'm not going to let you abuse her because she's a sex worker. I'm going to say something because that's right.
Right. Or the blood is also on your hands. Like, you are also doing this. We just proved it. We just proved it when we put 3 other people, you know, behind bars, rightfully so. We're proving it right now that when you stand by and just watch this shit go down, you're a part of the problem. Point blank, period.
Drop the mic. That is really it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Honey, you're continuing to do what you've always done, which is your art and your voice for activism and to spread the word. You're going to be doing a queer town hall for New York Pride. Tell me about that.
So the details are just streaming in. We're putting everything together. But originally, New York City Pride was going to do a Drag-a-palooza, drag fest, hosted by Marty Go Cummings and The Only Productions. And instead of that festival, we all got a message midweek last week, like, hey, if y'all are working on your videos, don't work on them just yet, because we're going to do something a lot more important to represent people of color. So they've been switching over the festival that was being planned to be a Black Lives Matter movement festival for Pride, hosted by Bob the Drag Queen and Peppermint.
All right. 2 strong voices who have been speaking out nonstop. Now, what else do you think? You know, the Hate Queen audience is a wide and varied audience. What do you think is important for the children to understand about what's going on right now and what they can do?
Well, everybody has a part. Everybody has a part in changing and moving and shifting something this big. And the important thing is to not judge other people for how they are acting, but to make sure that you are acting and that you are doing your part. And that can look like a lot of things. For instance, if you're not a protester, America runs on dollars. So how about you become a fundraiser and you support some of the organizations that need that kind of help, or you become a donator if you have the means to. And what we must always remember is the strongest thing that we have is conversation, because conversation is really the precipice for real change. And as long as you are having those important, difficult conversations with everybody in your life, you are a fucking freedom fighter. You are a warrior. You know how uncomfortable it is to stand up against your family when they truly wholeheartedly believe in injustice, like, and to dismantle those ideas. Each person who is doing that with their friends and their family and their communities right now, they are fighting. Those are people who are on our front lines. Y'all are helping. And everybody who's doing absolutely nothing, those are the people to take note of. Like, you can fundraise, you can do what you can create, whatever it is that you can do, whatever it is that you do. Now is the time to do it in service of this movement, because the only thing, and I want to point, the only thing that I fear of is the backlash is of this if this doesn't work. Like, if we don't speak up and the pendulum shifts in the other direction, we are in for a far greater danger than we have faced right now.
You're 100% right. Our country, the future of our country and how we relate to each other is in danger.
Yeah.
Together.
Yeah.
Honey, thank you so much for taking time to talk to us today. We love you, everyone.
I love y'all.
Yo, make sure you check out the Queer Town Hall that you're doing with Peppermint, Bob the Drag Queen, and a ton of other queens. Yeah. We're going to put in the description below a bunch of Black-run LGBT organizations, bail funds that you can contribute to. If you can't go out and protest, there's a million other ways that you can help. You can speak out. Anything else that you want to add, honey?
Yeah, my art has always been my voice. So right in line with that, I'm releasing a piece of music this month and a piece of music next month. This month is going to be Pride themed. All of the money raised from the video and the project, it's called Digital Rainbow. It's got me, Evie Oddly, Widow Von Du, Jace Vegas, and Caswell on it. I'm releasing that track, and everything from it is all going to Black Lives Matter. In July, I'm releasing a new song called Lady Justice with Jan from RuPaul's Drag Race Season 12, and all of the proceeds of that are going towards Black Lives Matter, because I believe that whatever you can do, now is the time to do it.
Got that right. Now is the time to do it. Honey, we love you. Please give my love to Kareem. We love you.
Yes.
Happy Pride, sweetie.
Happy Pride. Thank you. Mwah.
Bye.
Bye. I love y'all.
Hey, Queen.
How are you feeling? Things are tough.
Things are tough, a little rough around the edges, but I'm used to it. Y'all know me. I didn't come from the easiest of all things. I came up in the Black church. Everybody talking down to you, don't do this, don't do that. But one thing I've learned in this society and in my life is, why is Black so important? Because it takes all of the colors of the rainbow to make up this one special color. You can get a crayon box and do everything but make Black if you don't mix them all together. So that's why it's so important. It's the strongest color. We got to stand together. You understand? And make sure that there's no injustice from the rooter to the tutor, from the top to the drop, baby. We got to make sure that we are together on this. Remember, vote blue. Vote blue in November, honey, because that's the only way we're going to get out of this mess. Unless you want a Cheeto looking at you, trying to tell you what to do, when to do it, and how to do it.
And don't forget, while all of this has been going on, Trump has been continuing to push his conservative agenda to please the evangelical side of his base. They're trying to get the Supreme Court to ban gay adoptions. Mm-hmm. This isn't, and they've been stacking the court. Mm-hmm. They're stacking the court. Mm-hmm. So if Trump gets another 4 years of being able to stack the court with these conservative justices, some of who are not even, they don't have any experience.
There ain't no
They're just loyal to Donald Trump.
it won't be 4 years of hell that we're getting. It'll be 40 years.
Yeah.
Because these people have lifetime appointments. So voting this year is the most important thing. We've all got to mobilize and get behind Joe Biden as the candidate and vote out Trump.
Yes. Don't let Trump ruin everything that we have worked for, everything that Obama has worked for, everything that we all have believed in. Let's not give up our fight. We are still fighting.